Alrighty, welcome guys, welcome. Test, 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 test. Alrighty, so looks like our audio is nice, crisp, and clear, and hopefully you guys see me nice, crisp, and clear as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural episode of Mikey Box Talk. This is going to be what I hope becomes a weekly show on my channel where I talk about all things boxing. As some of you may know, I am quite a big fan of boxing. Uh, I've done some videos on it already on my channel, but I wanted to officially introduce it as a series on my channel where I talk about all things boxing, weekly news, fights that are coming up, even, legendary fights of, topics of my choosing, legendary fighters, past incidents, boxing politics, anything that I think is newsworthy and worthy of being talked about will likely grace the channel. Now, I'm also a big fan of MMA. I got a bubble in my throat, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm a big fan of MMA. Let's go ahead and get that out there. I like MMA. I'm also a big fan of kickboxing. I really like all things combat sports, so the chances of another discipline indulging into my channel is likely. I'm not going to rule anything out just for the sake of simplicity. We're going to name it Mikey Box Talk, but it could become Mikey Combat Sports All Things Talk. We don't know yet. But for the time being, we're just going to focus on boxing because that's really where I'm most knowledgeable about, and this happens to be my favorite sport. Now, for the inaugural episode, I wanted to give you guys, for the first topic of the week, I want to give you guys my top 10 greatest boxers of all time. My official list. This is my opinion, and I thought it'd be a great introductory topic for the show. Now, for the record, this is my opinion, and whenever you talk about boxing, you rank fighters, it's always a pretty controversial topic. um, and people get a little hot in these discussions. Now, for the purpose of my list, just to keep things a little simpler, I'm only including, retired fighters and fighters that are retired and I believe aren't coming back to the sport. Um, I didn't include any like pre World War II or slightly, 20 years after World War II fighters. I know that leaves out some guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, Harry Greb, Jack Johnson. A lot of fighters from that era are going to be left out simply because I think the sport was different back then. And I'm honestly not even too knowledgeable about them myself. I just don't think it's fair. It's a very hard comparison. Maybe in the future I could do a list of just fighters from that era, and maybe in the future I could adjust my current list. But um, for the time being, let's get on with the list. My top 10 greatest boxers, just based on accomplishments, their skills in the ring, how good I think they are, how well I think they would do with other fighters head to head of all time. We're going to kick off the list with the son of God, Andre Ward. Now, I decided to put Andre Ward at number 10 just to give him my appreciation for. I feel he was a very perfect boxer in the sense that he didn't really excel at any particular areas, but Andre Ward, he retired undefeated. He was an Olympian. He hadn't lost a fight in over a decade previous to him retiring. Just he was so skilled, so fluid in the ring. He had a response to every type of fighter, every situation he was thrown in. He was just a very versatile, complete boxer. I think just head to head, he was very hard to beat. Um, the first Kovalik fight, Kovalik, Kovalev. There we go, Mikey Kovalev. The first Kovalev fight, I think that is a fight he maybe lost, but he did in the twilight of his career in his last fight avenge that loss with an electrifying stoppage. And I think even if he has that loss on his resume, I don't think that means that he is not a great fighter and he's not one of the best to ever lace him up. Andre Ward. Just give him my appreciation and my recognition. I'm gonna put him on my list. Coming at number 10. Coming in at number 9, I'm going to give Julio Senior Chavez Jr. Sorry, not Junior. Julio Senior Chavez Senior. Um, of course, he has the legendary 87 fight unbeaten streak. I believe he was 3 division world champion. He beat excess of 20 world champions, 23, 26, something in that neighborhood. He was a great inside fighter, and I think a real pioneer for the Mexican fighting style. I think Mexican boxers, he is the ultimate idol for Mexican fighters, and most Mexican fighters acknowledged his effective style, and even non-Mexican fighters from all over the world, are a student of his art, his boxing, and I think his legacy is going to transcend multiple generations. Just a great, great fighter. He was a role model, a good human being, and I just want to give him my appreciation, my acknowledgement. I'm gonna bring him in at number 9 on my list. Coming in at number 8, we have Thomas Hearns. Thomas Hearns, I believe, was probably the least skilled from a technical perspective of the 4 kings. 5 kings if you want to include Wilfred Benitez. But Thomas Hearns was a truly great fighter. I mean, he understood his strengths and he played towards them perfectly. His jab is one of the best of all time. He was a great offensive fighter. He had a great killer instinct. He gave Sugar Ray Leonard hell. He gave Roberto Duran hell. He gave Marvin Hagler hell. Anybody who fought Thomas Hearns was in for a hard night. I believe Thomas Hearns was the first 5 division world champion. I don't know if he got 5 or 6. I believe he was a 5 division world champion. Just a great fighter. Fought across many divisions. Was always a great puncher. Great boxer. Just had a dog in him like not a lot of fighters have. And he's going to be at number 8 on my list. All right, coming in at number 7, we have Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea Whitaker. I think this guy, probably not underrated because I think most boxing fans know how good he was. But I still think in the grand scheme of when people talk about the greatest fighters, his name doesn't get brought up enough. I mean, this guy is one of the best ever. Without question, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's one of the most skilled boxers ever. He really only got beat in the twilight of his career legitimately by Felix Trinidad when he was older. But this guy beat Oscar De La Hoya, got robbed. I mean, this guy, I believe he was a 4 division world champion. I'm actually gonna look it up. I'm just curious. He was a 4 division world champion. Just a great fighter. I mean, many, many, many title defenses. Just clowned everybody, made everybody miss. This dude never got hit. He just was a perfect, fantastic fighter. And realistically, he could be even lower. I mean, I think he's that damn good. It's it's a shame he passed early. May he rest in peace. He was a great fighter. Pernell Whitaker, I have you on my list. You probably beat everybody else on this list, but you were awesome. You're a great boxer, and I want to give you my respect. He has my respect. He has my acknowledgement. He's going to come in at number 7 on the list. Coming at number 6, I believe he belongs on the list. I'm gonna go with Larry Holmes. Now, some people are probably gonna disagree with that. Larry Holmes being on a top pound for pound of all time list. It's just I just think he was that good. Okay, when I watch Larry Holmes, when I watch him box, did he fight in the greatest era? No, but I think he did show even in his older age in his fights against Tyson, Holyfield, Mercer. This guy was one of the best of all time. I mean, it's in his prime when he was really, younger. His movement was so beautiful. His jab, his punch, his speed, just his ring IQ, I think was very underrated. Just a fantastic boxer. 20 or so title defenses. One of the best heavyweights of all time. He is the second best heavyweight of all time, in my opinion. Great fighter. Just unbelievable boxer. I just think people kind of forget how good Larry Holmes was in his prime. Very, very hard guy to beat. Just great boxing skills. Very beautiful to watch. Larry Holmes, a terrific fighter, great heart, true warrior. I'm gonna put him in at number 6. I just think he was that good. That's all it is to it. At number 5, the the best heavyweight of all time, in my opinion, we're gonna have Muhammad Ali at number 5. Some people think Muhammad Ali should be number 1. Some people think Muhammad Ali doesn't even belong on the list. I got him at number 5 for the time being. Muhammad Ali was a truly terrific fighter in his prime and a very special fighter. You know, a lot of people kind of already know the story of the exile. You know, being kicked out of boxing for 3 years, coming back. You know, George Foreman destroying two of Muhammad Ali's previous opponents who had beaten him. Muhammad Ali going into the Rumble of the Jungle, given virtually no chance of beating George Foreman, pulling out the upset, knocking out George Foreman in the 8th round, becoming undisputed heavyweight champion of the world once again, and then going on yet another run as undisputed champion when he had already previously beaten Sonny Liston, who similarly he had also been given no chance of beating Liston, but Muhammad Ali showed the world that a good boxer beats a good puncher, and boxing skills come before physicality and power. And Muhammad Ali, you know, he was a 3-time undisputed heavyweight champion. I believe I don't know exactly how many. I think something like 18, 17 title defenses. A great against many legends. Muhammad Ali was a terrific fighter. He was a great fighter, and I think his story as a fighter is one of the greatest, if not the greatest. I got 4 people above him just in terms of skill and accomplishments, but Muhammad Ali, he was a fantastic fighter, and I got him at number 5. Um, Coming in at number 4, we have a guy that actually fought as recently as, what are we in, May? About 8 months ago. We have a guy who fought 8 months ago, but I believe he's retired. Could be wrong. We have Terrence Crawford. Now, people probably aren't going to agree with me putting Terrence Crawford on the list this quickly. When I watch Terrence Crawford, I just think he's good, man. I just think he's really fucking good. The fact that Terrence Crawford started at 135, I believe went to 140. I don't know the increments. Champion at 135, champion at 140, 147, 154, and then 168, I believe. But for a guy to start that small and go all the way up to super middleweight, and it's not like he's in a weak era. You know, he's beating other elite fighters on the way there, i.e., Errol Spence Jr., Madrimov, and then of course the staple win of his career being Canelo. That is just greatness. I mean, the fact that he jumped up essentially 3 weight divisions. You know, he had one fight at 154, just one fight after being at 147 for so long, going up and fighting what a lot of people think is the best super middleweight ever, and just outboxing and beating him, and then retiring off in the sunset, undefeated, 42-0, 5 division world champion, undisputed in 2 or 3 weight. I think he was undisputed in 2 weight classes. Two or 3. Let me fact check that. Undisputed in 3 weight classes. 3 weight classes. I mean, guys, that type of greatness is really, really, really hard to argue with. It's just, it hasn't been done in boxing ever. And I don't see it being done for a long, long, long time. I mean, he was a special fighter. And, he's still only, what is he, 38? He might have another fight in him, who knows? But I think he's going to stay retired, which I think is smart. Why go back? He has a great career already that he's sitting on top of. Terrific fighter, man. Now, Coming in at number 3, here's my top 3. I'm going to start the top 3 with, coming in at number 3, Roberto Duran, the Hands of Stone. I think Roberto Duran is just the fact that, similarly to Crawford, but he's the OG at it, started his career so damn small. I don't think he even started at lightweight fully yet. But the fact that he grows a lightweight, becomes the best lightweight ever, clears out lightweight, there's no more competition for him. He's a small guy. Goes to I believe 147. 154, 147. Check that. That's a good thing about doing this live is I can fact check everything. There's no editing. I ain't gonna pretend like I'm smarter than I am. I'm gonna go check things. Takes the Ray Leonard fight at 145. Okay. So he's at lightweight, clears out lightweight, moves up to welterweight, takes a couple tune-up fights, beats Sugar Ray Leonard for the first time. He was the first guy to beat Sugar Ray Leonard, moving up, and then he continues to win world titles later in his career, in the twilight of his career, beating Iron Barkley as a much smaller guy at middleweight. I mean, Roberto Duran's greatness is pretty hard to argue against. He is the original pound for pound king. He is the original guy to, guys like Manny Pacquiao, their greatness is compared or measured by what guys like Roberto Duran did. Just being a smaller guy and moving up and beating bigger guys, outboxing bigger guys, contending with guys much bigger than you. That's what Roberto Duran did. And he did great at it. He did awesome at it. He succeeded at it. And I always, when I watch Roberto Duran, when I just watch his pure boxing skills, just fantastic. Defense was amazing. Just the techniques, the savviness. Roberto Duran is one of the best ever, and it's going to be hard to get another fighter like him. I think he's number 3 on the list. Some people think he's even better. Some people think he is number 1. Roberto Duran is kick-ass. He's awesome. Coming in at number 2, we got 2 and 1 left. We're going to have number 2, Sugar Ray Leonard. A lot of the times when I make a list like this, I put Sugar Ray Leonard at number 1, but I got that spot reserved for someone else at the moment. Sugar Ray Leonard is the only one to beat the other 4 kings, really. And Sugar Ray Leonard, just his boxing is just fantastic. He's a great fighter. I mean, what more can I say? I believe he's a 5 division world champion. Even the best of his era, he clowned them, he outboxed them, he made everyone look silly. He was just a terrific fighter, blazing fast hands. Just phenomenal. I don't know really what else to say about him that people don't already know. I just think from a technical perspective, he's one of the best fighters of all time. He's number 2 on my list. And that brings us to number 1. There's probably some guys that left out. Some honorable mentions I could think of. Marvin Hagler would be one. Wilfred Benitez would be one. Carlos Monzon would be one that I left out. Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. There's a lot of fighters that aren't going to make the list and didn't make the list, but I know it's tough. Roy Jones Jr. Probably could have had a spot for him in here. But for the time being, for the inaugural episode, the guy I think is the best boxer of all time, I got to give it to Floyd Money Mayweather. I got to give it to him. He's just too damn good. He never got beat 50-0. I know there's another undefeated fighter on there's two other undefeated fighters on this list, but I think Floyd's resume has the most depth to it. I mean, he was just a terrific fighter. He beat many other elite fighters, and he made it look pretty easy in the process. Um, I mean, yeah, it's pretty hard to argue with Floyd Mayweather. I mean, his career speaks for himself. Was there some politics involved in him having that undefeated record? Probably, but I I just have a hard time putting Floyd at anything other than at least two. I mean, I put Sugar Ray Leonard in front of him before, but Sugar Ray Leonard got beat. Floyd Mayweather never got beat. Floyd Mayweather Floyd Mayweather for the time being is going to be number one on my list. Just the defense, the skills, just the elusiveness. It's just no one really has it like him. And that's gonna conclude today's episode of Mikey Box Talk. Probably gonna start some arguments for whoever sees this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, I'll see you all later, and I will see you guys hopefully next week. Take care.